so from very many requests, and because these videos just seem to be popular, we're gonna do another Sinister Six video for a DC character. A lot of people have been asking for the Flash. Now, the Flash already has a rogues team of 6 people, although I will still do the Flash in the future, don't worry. Today we're gonna do Green Lantern. Now, in all fairness, Green Lanterns was a little hard to make because either one, all of his villains are already different variations of lantern colors, or the other villains that exist just really are not all that popular anymore. I still did my best. I tried to create, like usual, 4 teams that'll do the job or could be interesting to see, and as always, the 4th team is the personal team I would go with. But let's jump right into the first team right here. This is going to be Sinestro, Atrocitus, Larfleeze, Carol Ferris, Bleeze, and Amen Sur. This is simply just trying to put together a lantern circuit. This is almost like a War of Light team, but directly against Hal Jordan or John Stewart or whatever lantern you want to look at. Sinestro, Atrocitus, Larfleeze, you can already just assume why they would be there. Carol Ferris, I know she's not always bad and probably at the end of the day is looked at more like a Catwoman situation where she's actually kind of good now or some sort of anti-hero, but we're just going to take it from the perspective where she is a villain in this. I didn't really want to double down on any sapphire rings. You can't double down on an orange ring because Larfleeze is the only one. I didn't want to go over to the black rings because it can be too powerful. No white, no blue, so I doubled down on yellow rings and red rings, bringing in Bleeze for obvious reasons. She can be just as deadly as Atrocitus. And then Amen Sur, I kind of put him into the mix just out of the consideration that yes, he is the son of Aben, but maybe there's a jealousy factor. Why did the ring go to Hal and not me? Even though that's not technically how it works. The ring doesn't choose favorites, but maybe he'll just see it that way. Now, of course, what we gotta look at is the fact that Green Lanterns, and especially Hal Jordan, John Stewart, are crazy powerful. Very underrated in power because I don't think many people actually realize how strong they are. But when you look at like a Sinister Six team for a Green Lantern, a lot of these characters are crazy powerful. So you could make arguments that Hal Jordan, let's just go with that lantern, wouldn't be able to do this on his own. Maybe he would need help no matter what team he's presented with here. I always like to give you the character who I think could end up having the crisis of conscience. 100% it could be Carol Ferris, but for this particular team, I think I'm gonna go with Amen Sur. I think simply put, he'll be in this situation where he'll think to himself, why am I doing this? This isn't what my father would have wanted from me. I'm a better person than this. And it would even lead down to him renouncing the yellow ring, which could lead to him finally getting the green ring. For team 2, we're looking at Hector Hammond, Effigy, Tattoo Man, Sonar, Goldface, and Shark. For this team, I wanted to make it a little more Earth-centric instead of going out to all of his galactic type of villains or other lantern type of villains. Hector Hammond is obviously going to be leading this team, and it's definitely a good thing because outside of lanterns, Hector is probably his most well-known villain. You're gonna have Effigy, who's capable of creating and utilizing flames at the exact same capacity that Green Lantern can utilize his Green Lantern abilities. Tattoo Man, who can literally bring the tattoos on his skin to life. Sonar, being able to break the sound barrier, to also use sound as a weapon, vibrational waves, force fields. Goldface, he would literally be your heavy man of the group. He's invulnerable, he's super strong, and also the fact that his golden body has been able to resist Green Lantern's powers and abilities, that is a huge step up for this team. And then Shark, who is not King Shark He's a different shark. He's also known as Karshan. He would just be the added physical force along with Goldface to take down Green Lantern. And I do think that the character who would end up growing a conscience on this team is actually Goldface, considering Goldface has reformed into a hero before. For team number 3, I went off. You probably need the entire Green Lantern sector and all the Justice League and Heroes of Earth to take down this team, but I don't care. I still made it. This team is Hank Henshaw, or Cyborg Superman, Krona, Evil Star, Scar, Necron, and the Black Hand. Let alone, look what Necron and the Black Hand did in the Blackest Night series. It basically took all of Earth and more to take them down. So imagine what this would be. This would be a huge universal event. I threw Hank Henshaw in here because I know Cyborg Superman has had a lot of quarrel and conflict with the Green Lanterns before. He's even wielded Green Lantern rings at one point. So I thought it would be a nice mix to throw him in. Krona, the Mad Guardian, the Guardian who is just obsessed with the existence of the multiverse. A Guardian has universal abilities that maybe even some people don't know actually even exist. So let alone you're facing him one-on-one is gonna be tough, but now you're throwing him in a team of 6 like this, my god. Scar, another fallen Guardian who actually betrayed the Green Lantern Corps. Once again, a Guardian with unknowable abilities in the universe, but she can also manipulate green energy, so that is just not going to go well for Green Lantern. And then Evil Star, who if you take him away from Starlight from a prolonged period, he will start to lose his abilities. But I mean, if this fight is taking place in space or somewhere with direct powerful sunlight, this guy is powerful. He's also got a genius level intellect. He's got so many powers that it is a video on its own to describe what he can do. So yes, like I said, I realize this team is far too powerful. It would be very unrealistic for one Green Lantern to go up against this entire team. We're talking about a universal threat that brings in all superpowered and hero people, even villains from across the universe. But whatever, I still threw it in, and I'm still gonna give you the Crisis of Conscience character. And believe it or not, I'm actually going to make it Cyborg Superman. I know you could potentially make an argument for it maybe being someone like Scar, but the reason why I would go with Cyborg Superman is because I feel like there would be a little bit of irony you could play around with here. The fact they're an AI, and they are growing the conscience to realize that what they're doing is not only bad or evil, but it is dangerous to the existence of the universe. So now here's Team 4, my personal Sinister Six team for Green Lantern. You got Sinestro, Hector Hammond, Dr. Polaris, Carol Ferris, Nero, and Atrocitus. Obviously, you would have Sinestro and Hector Hammond who would probably be battling for leader of the group. You could possibly even throw Atrocitus in there as well. He might want to be leader. He might think he's the most powerful to be the leader, which could start throwing some cracks into this team, which Green Lantern could utilize to tear this team down. Dr. Polaris is a very dangerous character and a character that should honestly be used for Green Lantern more often. The fact that he can control all electromagnetic properties. Anything you can think of, heating it, cooling it, tearing it apart, using it as a force field, using it to shoot blasts at somebody, manipulating it, he can do it. I also threw Nero in this team, and whereas he does use a yellow ring, he is not part of the Sinestro Corps, but he is massively, wildly unstable. And I do feel like a team like this would potentially take the risk on using Nero, who has an extreme mental disorder, who's just psychotic in every way, in which Nero would do things that will be seen as very unpredictable towards Green Lantern. Nero may not be part of this Sinister Six overall plans, but they will definitely utilize him near the beginning to really throw off Green Lantern. Once again, you have Carol Carol Ferris, and I did kind of describe her to be like a Catwoman earlier, and that's how I would use her for Green Lantern. She is just someone who at the beginning is a villain, but always realizes at the end of the day she should not be here. She shouldn't be helping these other 5 evil people take down Hal or John or Kyle or whoever else. I think this is even a situation where you could see Nero get so crazy powerful and so uncontrollable that he even finds a way to get double rings by stealing Sinestro's ring, and it now results in Green Lantern and maybe some of this Sinister Six to actually have to take down Nero together. But there you have it, guys. Those are some Sinister Six teams for Green Lantern. But you could even argue that John, Hal, and Kyle would have different looking Sinister Six teams compared to one another. But now, as per usual, it is your turn to let me know in the comments below what your Sinister Six team would look like for Green Lantern. That is it for this video, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll make sure to continue these videos for other heroes who have a suitable amount of villains that could fill up some of these teams. But until next time, I will talk to you all very soon.